This is Mega Man 9. I can't believe this was 2008. That's how long ago this was.
Yeah, it's probably one of those things where like the distance between Mega Man 9 and now is greater than the distance between Mega Man 9 and Mega Man 6.
Shut it now. Shut your brain. I don't want to hear that anymore. I'm done with that. I'm done. I don't want to hear that anymore.
But it's true every time.
I hate it. Like what we thought, like the things that are a retro parody of the old stuff are now ancient in themselves. Like this is now old.
Yeah.
And you pick Galaxy Man. I freaking love this guy's music. It's crazy. I mean, this game, Mega Man 9, the music hits so hard. It's so surprising to come back to it and have it hit this hard. Yeah, when this came out, the idea of having a new NES game was strange. Right? Now it's like, we've entered this world where games can just look like whatever, and no one bats an eye.
Yeah.
We're in that now, but this was the 2000s. So it was
games really... can look like a Cruelty Squad.
Yeah, and it's fine. So, but in the 2000s, people had standards. So this was a really cool novelty, and everyone was really excited to play this, and I was, and I got it like day one, and I loved it. And Intercrates just can't be stopped. They're still going. Like Capcom kind of just can't handle Mega Man. It's been Indie Creates wall to wall since forever. I don't know why they're so good. They just know what makes it fun, and they know, more importantly, they know how to do things that aren't Mega Man, and still like feel good. Like, you know, so they're not like they're not resting on these old things that kind of trick you into thinking they're good. But it's Mega Man, isn't it great? Well, anyway, so this was like a new NES game, but I was thinking, I mentioned this before we started, wouldn't it be cool if Intercrates made like a new Super Nintendo game? They made a new Mega Man X, because the classic Mega Man games before this, Mega Man 8, what system was that on? That wasn't on the NES at all.
It was wasn't like 8 was PlayStation.
Yeah.
7 I think was SNES.
Yeah, there's precedent for going back to a different or an older style.
Yeah.
So you already proved you can do that. So what was the last Mega Man X game? X7, something like that.
Yeah.
I can never quite remember, but yeah. Anyway. Something. And they were on the PlayStation as well. I think, weren't they on the PlayStation? Wasn't the last one on the PlayStation 2? Might be naming.
PS2.
Wow, that seems really strange now, looking back. But, wouldn't it be cool if we had a new Mega Man X game that was like on the Super Nintendo? And was like this, but by Indie Creates? I think that would be cool. Mega Man X, whatever it would be. 9, 8, 10, whatever. 10 would be really cool, because the Roman numerals would be, XX.
Yeah, that's right.
That'd be sick. Actually, let's just farm out if we don't have Mega Man X9 right now, let's farm it out to a big boy Funtime Funko games, so that they can just shit it out in 6 months.
Yeah.
And then we can shelve it and then say, okay, we got Mega Man X9 done. Let's do Mega Man XX. We get Indie Creates to do that. Mega Man XX. Let's go.
You gotta pick a studio like that has a color in its name.
Yeah, but
for some reason that works.
My first instinct is big red something. Whatever. Can you guys just make this game right quick?
I think people like. I got this theory that studios name themselves like Big Red Button and shit like that because they're like, it implies that they're like an emergency backup studio.
Yeah,
it's like if you want to push something out quick, hire us. We know what we're doing. We know to do stuff fast and cheap. Damn it! There we go. Mega Man 9 has a lot of like instant death stuff. Just like full of spikes and stuff. You wouldn't expect that in this era.
Remember how Mega Man 10 just kind of came out of nowhere, and everybody was like, "What? We already just did this."
Yeah.
This felt like there's a certain finality to it, but then no, let's do another one.
Yeah.
Let's do another one. Why not? And it had like a baseball Robot Master, didn't it?
Uh-huh.
I remember it had like a weird baseball themed.
It did.
That was really strange.
What was his name?
I don't remember.
Ballman, what was it? Baseman or something. I don't know.
What a weird idea.
Then 11 was like just an entirely new thing.
Yeah.
Just done in-house at Capcom. And
totally different.
Like Capcom just thought, well, let's just do it ourselves again. Stop beating around the bush. Stop canceling Mega Man games. Just put something out.
Oh my god, I know. Mega Man was just cancel bait for like a good 15 years straight.
Uh-huh.
What the hell was that thing? Remember that thing, Mega Man Universe?
Oh yeah, what the heck?
And nobody understood what the hell it was.
It had a really weird, like, pre-rendered trailer too.
Yeah. It just kind of like disappeared so quick, and it was like nobody had any time to even see what it was. Capcom was just like, okay, we need to cancel all these right quick.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
9 and 10 had, like, for some reason they decided to do away with, like, sliding and charge shots.
Yeah.
Just go all the way back to Mega Man 2. And then, I think 10 was the same way, and then 11 just brought everything back.
I love the ancient game mechanic of doing the little half steps to try to figure out exactly where you trigger something.
Uh-huh. Mega Man is unique in that he even has a sprite for it.
Yeah.
So he's got like the little foot movement,
yeah,
the little shuffle.
Some sprites just have iconic jumps, and Mega Man has one.
Yeah.
Just the kind of like really happy-go-lucky jump where both arms in the air and one leg kind of crooked.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what other sprites have iconic jumps? Like Mario has the one fist up jump, right?
This guy kind of easy. I think wasn't like the crystal guy, the gem guy easier?
I remember
a couple of these bosses were just really easy for the sake of being the first guy you fight, and then the rest were hard.
I can't remember right off the bat what kind of order I did for this, but Tornado Man is really cool. I think he's in this. I think that's what he's called.
Yeah, Tornado. Bleh.
Tornado. The promotional material for this game featured him heavily because his music was so cool.
Uh-huh.
Like, how many?
There you go.
Why is Mega Man like? Do you ever think about why Mega Man just fights bosses just in a square room?
Mm-hmm.
Like, even games before this, and when these early Mega Man games, not this one, but the NES games were new, you never really saw that, like, other games would have different stuff, but for whatever reason, the idea of Mega Man was to create another enemy and put you in a small space with them.
Mm-hmm.
Why was that always the case? Why they like that? I don't think it's that fun. Like, I don't... Why would you not have that so you can scroll a little bit? I don't know, or maybe there's a platform. Maybe you go up. Like, why? Why?
Well,
they
started doing that later.
Yeah, but it's... Even when it was, like, that would have been seen as stupid through the development of Mega Man 1, usually, if people were paying attention.
Yeah.
Why is all the same? Like, they weren't stupid back then. I guess they just didn't notice or didn't care. Oh, well.
Well, the the enemy AI was pretty pretty advanced for the time. Like that, I think it was the only game of its time where bosses were like the same size as you and had the same abilities and would jump around and like try to maneuver and shit like that.
Yeah, it is kind of weird.
Like there aren't a lot of like bosses like that on the NES. Which one?
Tornado Man.
Yeah, let's try it. Oop, gotta get hit by that. Here's the Dr. Mario pills.
I used to think these guys with the helmets were building the stage. I may have said that in our Lost Mega Man Battle Network video, where we were talking about those little guys with the hard hats. When I was a kid, I thought they made the stage, like they were working on it.
Mm-hmm.
Like you see how they kind of like go under the stage, like they dip down. I always thought that like they were like in the floor making the level or something. I don't know.
Oh yeah. Here we go.
Mega Man does not look three-dimensional at all when he's flipping around.
I know.
He really looks flat. Like it's not very well done.
I don't think they use extra sprites for it. They just cheap out. Like it doesn't have sliding or charge shots, but it does have bolts from like the really late Mega Man games.
I remember that. I remember thinking that was weird when this came out. Like, why is this here?
Because like you could buy like dozens of lives and just like destroy the Wily cast.
There was a in this era of video games, the 2000s, there was this fascination of having old style games with like a shop. Remember that? Like how they would always come out with like, skins and themes and power ups and whatever.
Yeah, because
so.
it lets them make games hard and like, and the publisher isn't breathing down their neck about how it's not accessible enough.
Yeah,
that's what it's all about. That's why, like, a lot of games just have no limit on, like, buying and using items. And, if you really weren't engaging in, what's it called? Cognitive dissonance about the mechanics, then you would just break it.
Yeah.
Like, any person would just break it.
I know, a lot of games are like that now, where
like,
there's a strategy that you can just break the game.
FF15 and Ys8 are like that.
I know.
They would just if you decide to use items, then the game's just over.
It's items too, right? It's always items that screw these games up. I'm really concerned with how that works for Final Fantasy 16 because it's not. It's like it's totally when you have items in Mega Man 9, it's totally different in Mega Man 9. This is a Mega Man game. In Final Fantasy, you're supposed to use items. Like it's part of the game. Like you have your items. Like so you in 15 doing the obvious thing that you would do by playing the game makes it too easy. It's like it's kind of like if you're in an FPS and one of the guns is just better. It's more like that than it is like, it's here to balance it so normies don't die. Because I mean, it's a little, it's a little different, but it's the same principle, but it's just kind of like works out different sometimes.
Yeah. I almost prefer Nintendo just like giving you a free cheat if you lose like a few times in the level. Like, call Luigi to beat the level for you.
Yeah, in Mega Man 9.
Yeah, in Mega Man 9. Mega Man 9. Call Roll to just beat the game for you.
No, from now on, Nintendo, any game that is on a Nintendo system, you should be able to call Luigi.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what it is.
It's always Luigi. Yeah.
So it's Luigi in Mega Man 9. It's not Roll, it's Luigi will show up. And
FF16.
It will be Luigi. Okay. That Ring of Timely evasion. It's the Ring of Timely Luigi. Don't worry about it. Man, for like 2 years straight, every single time they were showing gameplay from Final Fantasy 16, the discussion always turned to, don't worry, you can equip this ring to make it so you don't have to do anything, don't worry. They're so scared. I think it's Japan. They're so afraid the Japanese players can't like think in real time.
Yeah.
Like, they're so scared.
Oh, shoot. So I guess I can't jump on those pills.
They're freaking out over it. And they're freaking out over about sales too. Like, pre-orders are apparently below Final Fantasy 15 for this time before release. Pre-orders are low, and they're saying they got an 18-month long plan for how to boost sales already.
Oh yeah.
And it's not out yet, so I'm kind of scared. Because I think they're just like looking at it and thinking like, oh my god, like maybe people can't like play a real-time game or something. I don't know, because they seem every single time they're so proud of the fact that, oh, if you've equipped this stuff, you don't even have to look. Like, and they showed like Yoshi P, whatever, I forget what his real name is. That guy who's working on it, who came from Final Fantasy 14. There's that video of him holding the controller up, not pressing anything. Look, I'm winning. Don't worry, guys.
Yeah.
Don't worry. Because I think their strategy here is that we need to make it not look intimidating or something. Like, the game is intimidating. It's kind of weird. But I was going to play it anyway. Because I was just well, I already played Dragon's Dogma, so it should be fine.
Yeah.
But we have Dragon's Dogma 2 coming, so it's kind of weird.
Well,
we'll see. But
well, FF players are used to being able to grind just for a few minutes and then break anything.
Yeah, they're being used to this idea that if you it used to be like you could either grind or you knew how the game worked.
Yeah.
And you could do tricks. Right? It wasn't like when you get to 15 where it's like you can just use whatever items you want, and it's like Zelda, really. You can just pause the game, I'll just eat a bunch of food.
Yeah.
Like in the middle of combat, and it's just like it completely deletes the tension of the battle. It's so stupid. In Tears of the Kingdom and Breath of the Wild, it's just like it's like it's more thrilling to have something turn-based than it is to just stop and eat whatever I want. It's like I get to have a turn, but you don't. It's like you need to wait for me to do my turn, and then when my turn comes up, I get to just stomp you.
I was just thinking, welcome back, by the way. I was just thinking, if there was like, say, a digital Wii, like a Wii without a disc drive, how small could it be?
Microscopic.
Just like, because it was pretty rinky-dink hardware for the time, and it also has an entire GameCube inside it, and it has the GameCube controller ports, and it has the disc drive. I'm
sure if you go online right now, somebody is like, make some YouTube video, how tiny can I make the Wii? And it's just like,
there you go.
It's just some guy where he's got a Wii that's the size of a thumbtack.
Oh yeah, there probably is a video like that.
There's also probably a video where it's like, can I play the Wii with my feet? Oh my god, wait a minute. Can you beat Mario Galaxy blindfolded? Can you beat Mario 64 underwater?
Can you beat Mario 64 while being affected by wind?
Yeah, it's the new frontier of gaming is Mario 64.
Can you beat Mario 64, but it's remade in Source Engine?
That probably feels like that exists somehow.
Yeah. It's gotta.
There's so many Robot Masters that I'm afraid to, like, make up one now. This is probably real. There's like a
Try.
Trash Man.
Trash Man. I think there is one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's like...
That's just the first instinct.
Mega Man 4, I want to say?
It's probably, yeah.
Or maybe Mega Man 9. Like, in
no
the back of my
Man.
head, there's like a... No, it's gotta be another one.
Yeah, I mean, you get really creative with it, but,
Because I played the game with Trash Man in it.
Yeah.
The garbage
I know
Robot Master.
Yeah.
Like, he was like Dust Man or something. And, so either it was this game, or 2, or 3, or 4, so...
Yeah, I don't know, they're just gonna run together in my mind.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably not, like, Disease Man. Like, is that a... It's probably not Sick Man.
Plague Man.
Oh my god.
Pestilence Man.
Pestilence Man, yeah. Pest Man. It's alright. Yeah. I'm just playing through Tears of the Kingdom right now. I'm just flabbergasted at the blandness of everything. It's unreal. I do not... How is this getting 10s? Like, we're just talking about just random ideas for Robot Masters, and it's like...
Yeah.
Playing through Tears of the Kingdom, and it's like... It's free... Breath of the Wild, you have to go to these 4 places and fix these 4 people's problems. That's it, your plot, and it's the same plot.
Yeah.
You do it again. And it's...
It's getting 10s because it's a Gmod.
Yeah, I never have fun with it that way. It's just like these people have never played a PC game. I don't understand. Like, I guess people don't play on PC because it seems like every PC game is like this. Let's just screw around with stuff until we can get over this hill.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's from Half-Life. Oh. It's from freaking Half-Life. Anyway, I don't know. It's just the slow realization that you're just playing Breath of the Wild sinks in, and it's just like, oh my god! It's just like you're going through the same motions. It's so strange.
Yeah,
I've never seen Nintendo do this before. Like, actually, like, we had rehashes, but this is like, it's totally different. This is something totally different. I've never seen before Nintendo do this, where it's just like, it really is the same game. It's strange. I mean, at least be a little bit creative with, like, the plots and everything. It's just kind of like, you have to, there's 4 different places to go. There's 4, quote-unquote dungeons. They suck.
Mm-hmm.
Of those 4 things, those 4 problems you have to solve for these people to get in these dungeons, 3 of those problems are ecological problems. Like, oh, the weather's bad. Fix it.
Huh, okay.
And, like, half of these plots, of these characters, have to do with someone, coming of age.
Really?
It's just the same, yeah, it's almost the same every time. There's, like, the only one that's even kind of interesting is the Goron one. But,
I see.
And I remember just thinking in my head how to get creative with this. And I remember just thinking, like, everything I could come up with, you needed a different map. And they had to use the same map, and I just don't know how that was supposed to work. Like, I don't know, maybe... This would have been a perfect time to bring back the, what are they called? The Sub-Rosens or whatever from, Oracle of Seasons and all that.
Oh, yeah.
Those guys.
That'd be neat.
They live underground anyway, right?
Uh-huh.
I was like, oh, that would have been so cool, but Nintendo doesn't want to do that. It's just the same thing again.
Yeah.
They'd rather just do the same thing. It's kind of like, I mean, I don't want to play Breath of the Wild ever again. I never wanted to begin with, but I do feel like this one replaces it, which is another weird thing for Nintendo. Like, they usually don't do that. Usually they try to make it so games don't replace each other in Nintendo games, but this one really just replaces Breath of the Wild because it's similar enough that you're playing Breath of the Wild while you're playing it.
Yeah.
You're just, here's this extra condiments on it. Like, so why would I ever go back? Like, it's so stupid. The only reason you might ever go back is for the added challenge of not being able to break it as easy. Maybe. Because Tears of the Kingdom, once you figure out, you can make this perfect hover bike that it only takes 3 pieces. It costs nothing to build. Once you figure out how to make that, you can trivialize most of the game. Like, and they don't let you use Zonai devices in shrines.
Wait, what?
Yeah, you have to use the ones that they give you. Right?
Really?
To keep the challenge, right?
Oh.
So actually, you can use the Zonai devices that are there.
Yeah.
Right? So you can't bring the new ones in with you, right? But there's a problem. Because if you fuse a Zonai device to an item, you can bring that in. So if you take a shield and you fuse a rocket to a shield, it gives Link a super jump where he jumps up really high, which breaks a lot of the shrines.
Okay.
Right? So it's like, it feels like the 6 years of development time was like 1 year developing it, and then 5 years of trying to test it. And
they said they actually gave it another year so they could add more physics interactions.
Yeah,
and it seems like there's a friggin' laundry list of physics interactions in that game. It actually, like, it seems like what the impression I got just from seeing it is that they didn't fix anything that people complained about, but they really enhanced all the stuff that people liked about it, like the physics stuff, and they went out of their way to design things that are hard to program.
I don't know if it's worth it. I'm just playing. I don't know if it's worth all the weird nonsense.
If the content of the game is dull, then
I don't know.
It doesn't really help that much.
Yeah, I'm playing it and I question a little bit of
you're gonna run into the same problem you had with the first one, where you're forcing yourself to make content because you've decided that the world has to be this big.
Everything that was wrong with Breath of the Wild is still wrong here. Nothing was fixed.
Like the excessive menuing and the
there not being
brittle weapons,
being anything good in chests.
Yeah.
I shit you not. I ignore most chests. There's no reason to open them. I gave up. In a Zelda game, I walk past chests.
Ooh, yeah. That's
Why
bad.
open it? You're gonna get a weapon that's not as good as what you have, and it's gonna break in 5 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
Anything that's good is in a special chest, right? You can tell when a chest is this is in a special spot. I open that one, but the random chests, I just whatever, fuck it. In a shrine, I just ignore them. There's no reason to do it. I ignore Koroks. I leave them. Why would I bother? I just ignore them. Who cares? It's the same thing again. I just leave them. They're like, help me. Well, bye. Whatever. I skipped all the dialogue. I just mashed through it. I don't want to hear it again. It's the same thing. There's nothing new. I'm just mashing through all this insufferable shit and taking 5 seconds of red, green, some things together with duct tape, and that's the game. And the whole thing is just designed for a moment of pleasure that you can post on TikTok, and then realize there's no reason to do this. It's not hard enough to make you need to do this. Shit. Who cares?
The vehicle building always seemed fishy to me because you have your horse and there's no different types of terrain. It's mainly just flat land, and so why build a vehicle that can travel for 15 meters before running out of battery power?
This would be so fun
It's almost like you're not supposed to build vehicles.
No.
It's just an incidental result of the things that they put in.
It would be so fun if that was in Death Stranding.
Oh, yeah.
And, because the terrain is so important. If you took Death Stranding, made it 10 times bigger, just for dirt, and put in the vehicle shit, it would be really fun. Like, to make them, and then actually try to get across this insane terrain. Because the terrain in Death Stranding is insane. Like, I remember every little piece of terrain in that game. Because you look at it and it's just daunting to get over these rocks that are weird shaped. And in Zelda, it's just nothing.
Yeah, it's Zelda, weird. Like, it's worth thinking about that, that somebody managed to make a open world game that has nothing in it.
Yeah.
And is still fun to play.
Yeah.
Yet Breath of the Wild is tons and tons and tons and tons of stuff everywhere.
I don't want to do anything. I don't want to do it. I'm just going through the motions right now, just to try to finish it.